I have this CRS running in my living room and a hex in my basement. OSPF configured between the two and has worked flawless. Bonded trunk ports on both routers connected to Cisco managed switches work seamlessly. I'm using a Cisco SFP copper module on my CRS as the uplink to my hex. I have multiple VLANs configured on both units and an isolated guest VLAN. You will need to have UPNP enabled or ports forwarded if you have Directv services or game consoles in your network. If I have a complaint, it's DHCP services. My FireTVs for whatever reason will not renew their leases. Obviously you can hard-code a static address, but I went a different route and configured a Raspberry Pi with NSMISC for DHCP and has worked flawlessly. Use relay option on your layer 3 or add a helper address on a managed switch, either way will work. As you can see, you can make these MikroTik units act like the big boy Cisco enterprise routers and switches. Or you can configure a simple home network and will work as well as a Linksys, Netgear, Link home router. I discovered MikroTik hardware while looking for a firewall for a small business. When you're looking for something that does all that the MikroTik router OS promises, the prices is so good that you just have to give it a try. After you mess with it for a while, you find that the feature set makes it all worth it. Important note, if you are just looking for a home device that you plug in and it works, this will probably do what you need. But the configuration may be too much for users without some hefty networking knowledge, and you can pay less for a more consumer-grade device with that much functionality. That said, it's a good price for a device to learn on, should you want to learn networking, and Therese plenty of help on their forums to get you through whatever it is you don't know, because you can't know everything. I bought this model for home use after messing around with a couple of the 24-port versions, and I have only one complaint, if you want to call it that. The one issue I have is that the Wi-Fi on this unit is only 2 GHz, and 5 GHz is not available. Most consumer-grade Wi-Fi access points give you both and never really explain what the difference is, so you take it for granted and probably don't have it set up right. 5 GHz tends to have less range, but better transfer speeds. 2 GHz has better coverage, but your uploads and downloads aren't as fast. I like the wider coverage, but my primary in-house access point is another device which supports 5 GHz, and this is my Wi-Fi when I'm in the garage or just outside the house. Because speed. Beyond that, Gigabit Ethernet is good, having 8 ports is good, and Router OS is amazing functionality for whatever you need to set up. I set up static assigned IPs with DHCP and NAT port forwarding with no trouble. With some searching and reading, I established a site-to-site VPN. Between 2 MikroTik devices, remote access VPN, and more. Click link in description for more reviews.